Haiti and the Dominican Republic are close, but only in the geographical sense. The two countries may exist on the Caribbean island of Hispaniola, but historically they have rarely seen eye to eye. Tensions due to controversial law changes and the recent hanging of a Haitian man in the Dominican Republic have experts worried that the island is on the brink of a humanitarian crisis. So why do Haiti and the Dominican Republic hate each other? Well, to understand the conflict,
the Most High, Yahweh, and them his son Yahweh Shai. And this video is going into why Haitians and Dominicans can't get along. Cause you know it's always been clashing heads between the Haitians and Dominicans. Like how you that close to each other, but you don't like each other. You know, and it was a point in time where the Haitians had the Dominicans in slavery. I'm talking about we the same people. The same exact people, we were just invaded by different people. I think the Haitians was invaded by the French, and the Dominican Republic was invaded by the Spaniards, if I'm not mistaken. The same people, we're on the same island, but why can they get along? People don't know that this goes all the way back to the Bible. It's a reason why the Dominicans and Haitians don't get along. It didn't just happen out of nowhere. They just all of a sudden looked at each other and be like, oh, I don't like that nigga right there. And he looking like, oh, I don't like that nigga right there, so let's go kill him. Hey, they ain't how it started. The Bible tells you in Genesis, the first book, it tells you why the Haitians and Dominicans don't like each other. And if you didn't know, the Levites would be the so-called Haitians, and Simeon would be the Dominicans. That's their nationality in the Bible. I mean, that's their tribe in the Bible. And it's gonna tell you why they don't like each other, why they dislike each other, why they cannot get along as a people. Now, I ain't talking about just one or two Haitians and Dominicans getting along together. I'm talking about as a people. The Bible tells you why they can't get along, why they always killing each other, why it's always hatred, evil eye towards each other. The Bible tells you, and I'm finna get the account and the reason why Haitians and Dominicans just can't get along as a people, being on the same island. So I got Genesis 34. Yeah, Genesis 34. Start with Genesis 34. It say, and Deniah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, lay with her, and defiled her. So the prince of the country took her and defiled her. And he was a Hivite. He was a so-called African, because you gotta understand it's a difference between the so-called Africans and the Israelites. It's a difference between them. And he was a Hivite, so he took her and defiled her. And it says his soul clave unto Deniah, so he fell in love with Deniah. He fell in love with her. And it says the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. So he telling his father, Shechem is telling his father, hey father, I need her to wife. Can you go please speak to her father Jacob and get her for me, please? I need her right now. That's what he telling his father. He fell in love with her. He liked her so bad. He's telling his dad to talk to her dad because he want to marry her that bad. So it's a so like where was it? And it said, and Jacob heard that he had defiled Deniah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. So Jacob didn't tell his sons yet that their sister got defiled. He didn't tell them that yet, so they don't know nothing about it. They still cooling. You know, Jacob say they with the cattle in the field. They don't know what's going on yet. Jacob didn't tell them. So it say cause he already knew what was gonna go down. If they found that out, he already knew what was gonna go on. So he didn't really want to tell them. He already knew what they were gonna do. Especially Simeon and Levi. And they say and Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which things ought not to be done. So they were upset. They heard about this news, like, hey, this Hivite just laid with our sister? Like, this Hivite really just laid with our sister. They knew that was not supposed to be done, because you wasn't supposed to lay with the other nations. You know that you were not supposed to lay down with these other nations. The Most High didn't want that. That was against the law. Deuteronomy 7:3. Yeah, you're not supposed to make marriage with these other nations. You wasn't supposed to lie down with the other nations. And that Hivite laid down with their sister. They like, bro, nah, we not finna have that. We not finna allow this man to lay down with our sister and defile our sister. They went with that, bro. And they say, and Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife. So Hamor, which is Shechem's dad, he talking to Jacob, asking him, can you give your daughter to my son? He really likes her. He fell in love with her. You know, I think that's something that we should do for our kids. That part of what he's saying, he talking crazy to Jacob, right? And they say, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. Cause you gotta understand, these other nations, our females is the most beautiful females on the planet Earth. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the most beautiful females on the planet Earth. They're the daughters of Zion. Nobody don't look better than the Black and Hispanics. And these other nations knew that. So they wanted to make marriages with our people. That's why he just said, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. So they were trying to make a swap. They wanted our daughters, because they know our daughters are beautiful. Our daughters got everything. You know, from the top to the bottom. From the intelligence, everything. Our daughters got it all. And they wanted that, so they trying to make a swap. Man, I don't want no Hivite. I don't want no Edomite. I don't want the other nations, bro. I want my sisters. I want the daughters of Zion. But they trying to make a swap, though. You feel me? They trying to make a swap. And they say, and it says, and ye shall dwell with us. And it says, ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therefore, and get your possession thereon. And Shechem said unto her father, and unto her brethren. So this man, Shechem, after he just defiled their sister, he trying to talk to them. He trying to talk to Jacob's sons after he defiled their daughter. He trying to talk to him. He say, and Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dourly in gift, and I will give according to as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. So this man Shechem fell in love with her, Dinah so bad he'll get him. He's saying he'll get them anything that they want, but just let me take y'all sister to wife. He'll get them anything they want. Cause you gotta remember, he was the prince of the country. He had everything. From the females to all the gold to the riches, he had everything. So he telling them, hey, if you let me get y'all sister, I give y'all anything y'all want in this land right now, here right now. Just give me y'all sister. That's what he's saying. And it says, and the sons of Jacob answered. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister, and they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were reproaching to us. Cause you understand, these Hivites, these so-called Africans, they wasn't getting circumcised. It was a thing. It was a custom of the Israelites to get circumcised. That was our custom. But these Hivites wasn't circumcised. So he's saying we can't give you my sister unless you circumcised. That's what he's saying. That's what he's finna say. It's finna be, you gonna have to keep listening to see why they told him that. They say, but in this will we consent unto you if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughter unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. So he's saying, if all the men in this land get circumcised, we will give you our sister. That's what he's saying. We will give you our sister, and we will take y'all women. Y'all can have our women. That's what Jacob's son saying. That's what they telling. That's what they telling him, right? And he said, and we will be one people, and we will become one people. That's what they telling him. They're really finessing them. You finna see. And it says, but if you were not hearkening to us to be circumcised, then we would take our daughter, and we will be gone. Hold up. Yeah, he said, and we would take our daughter and be gone. Hold up, Salaki, let me go back. Cause I think Jacob had said that. Salaki, Jacob had said, but if you were not hearkening to us to be circumcised, then we would take our daughter and we will be gone. Wait, hold up, Salaki, I think I made a mistake. was hold on, Salaki. Yeah, so like I said, I had it right the first time. That what the Israelites are saying. Sons of Jacob, they telling him this. So in his head, he's thinking, okay, alright, I'm finna get everybody in this land circumcised. I'm finna go in and get denial. We finna have, I'm finna do it. That's what he thinking in his head. But he don't know what going on in the sons of Jacob head. We finna see. And it says, in their words please Hamor and Shechem, Hamar's son. And it says, and the young man deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came into the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable. Salaki, he said, these men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, is a large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only hereon will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every man among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. So Hamor and Shechem went back to the land. They telling everybody in the land what's going on. Hey, so Jacob's son said so and so. If we get circumcised, we can take their women. They went back and told the people of the land that. So they saying okay, cause they know how beautiful our women look. So they ready to get circumcised. They don't care about that. They just want our women. So they're like, okay, we're finna get circumcised. It says, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent until them that they would dwell with us. So they want our beast, they want everything we got. Because they know that we God's chosen people, bro. It ain't nothing new under the sun. Like just right now, all the other nations want to be like us. All the other nations want our women. It's nothing new. Back then they wanted our women. They wanted to trade with us, bro. They wanted our cattle. They wanted everything we got because we made everything good. We the salt of the earth. So they wanted everything we got. And it says, only let us consent unto them that they would dwell with us. And it says, and unto Hamor and unto Shechem, his son, hearken all that went out of the gate of the city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. Now, they got circumcised. You gotta remember this. The Hivites just got circumcised. You got. If you don't know how I feel to get circumcised, hey, it hurt. I heard brothers speak on it. Yeah, they say it hurt. Hey, when you sore for I'll say a couple days. I think it might tell you. But they was sore. They was sore. They just got circumcised. They just got circumcised. So they sore. So that was a trick. I'm finna read it. I'm finna get it. And it says, and it came to pass on the third day when they were sore. So they sore. They still sore down there. It's the third day. They sore. They got circumcised. And it says that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon, which are the Dominicans, and Levi, which are the Haitians, denier brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all males. So Simeon and Levi, they tricked them. They got the Hivites to get circumcised so they'll be so they can't fight back. And Simeon and Levi took down a whole city with a sword in their hand. Killed their whole city for their sister, bro. I'm talking about you know how people be like them Zoes, bro. Don't mess with them Zoes, bro. You know what people, them Zoes, them Haitians, that was Levi. You know, people be like, hey, they be like, if you send a Dominican and a Haitian on a mission to kill a whole group of people, hey, it's gonna be done just like that. Cause they dangerous together. Dominican and Haitians are dangerous together when they with each other, bro. They dangerous together, so that's why I'm gonna get to why they had to get split up. Because they so dangerous, they too powerful together, bro. Haitians and Dominicans, especially, hey, they powerful, bro. If they just did this to a whole city, bro, you got two men just walked into a whole city and killed a whole group of people, bro. 2 men. That's crazy. And they say, and they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword. So they killed Hamor and Shechem. They probably looking for them when they first walked in there. They probably were trying to find them two. But hey, they killed the whole city, bro. They took down the whole city. And they say, and they said they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son with the edge of the sword and took the Naya out of Shechem's house and went out. So they got their but them boy raw, bro. Them boy killed the whole city and they took their sister. Come on, we finna slide. Got their sister and went back out the city. But them boy there, bro, I'm telling you. And it says the sons of Jacob came unto them. The sons of Jacob came upon. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sisters. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the field and all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives took they captive and spoiled even all that was in the house. So after they did all that to the land, they took everything. They took everything out of the land, everything that they had, and they took their wives and took them as captives. They took their wives and took them as captives. So they went there and took everything. They killed everybody in the land and took everything and took their wives and took them as captives. Come on now. They said, and Jacob said to Simeon and Levi. So he talked to Simeon and the Levi now, the ones that just took the ones that just went into the land, killed everybody in there, took everything. Now let's see is Jacob upset? Is Jacob finna be upset that he killed everybody in the land? Is Jacob finna be upset that they took everything out the land? Is Jacob finna be upset that they took all their wives and took them captive? Is that the reason why Jacob finna be upset with them? Let's see if Jacob gonna be upset about that or something else. Let's see. And it said, and Jacob said unto Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with a harlot? So Jacob wasn't upset that they killed all the Hivites. Jacob wasn't upset that they took everything out the land. Jacob wasn't upset that they took all their wives. He was upset because they caused his name to spoil. What I mean by that? They killed. Everybody gonna look at Jacob for what his kids did. They're not gonna look at Simeon and Levi for their actions. They're gonna look at Jacob. Just like now in this generation, when you have a bad kid, when you see this bad kid, you ain't looking at him. You're looking at his parents. You looking at a bad job his parents doing, cause they ain't you know that they not disciplining him because he bad. You looking at his parents. Same thing with Jacob. They the people of the land, which are the Canaanites and Perizzites, they're not gonna look at Simeon and Levi for their actions. They're gonna look at the parents. They're gonna look at Jacob. They're gonna be like, Jacob ain't raising his kids right. Jacob raising up murderers. He not disciplining his kid. So they're gonna look at Jacob. That's why he said, you gonna cause my name to stink among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. That's why Jacob was upset. He wasn't upset because what they did. And it said, this is what Simeon and Levi said. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with a harlot? So he's saying, so they talking to Jacob, they saying, so dad, you telling me we should just allow him to just deal with our sister, the harlot, just to lay with our sister, him defile our sister, the daughter of Zion. So we should just allow him to lay with our sister, and we shouldn't even do nothing about it. That's what they telling their dad. So now I'm finna go skip the 48 and get the reason why Haitians and Dominicans don't get along. I'm finna get to it. Let me see what I want at. Salaki. This is good, right? I don't know where I want to start at. All right, I'm gonna start with 49. This is Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. So Jacob finna die. So he finna tell them what's gonna happen in the last days. He really telling them about themselves. So let's get what he say. He said something about all his sons, but let's get what he say about Simeon and Levi, the two brothers that just did that to that land. You know, that killed everybody and gave him a stinky name in their land. Let's see what Jacob said about them. I'm gonna get Genesis 49, 5, and 6 and 7. Simeon, which are the Dominicans, and Levi, which are the Haitians, brethren. Hello, Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou in their secret, unto their assembly. My honor be not thou united. My honor be not united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their sewell they did down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for if it were fierce in their wrath, for it was cruel, I would divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. So that's why they don't get along. That's why Simeon and Levi don't get along. The Haitians and Dominicans. That's why it's always a conflict between them because of what they did. And that's what Jacob said was gonna happen. They split up. They don't look at each other as brothers now. They look at Dominicans being over here and Haitians being over here on the same island. They look at themselves as being separate. They don't look at each other as being brethren now. Because of this. This is the real reason why Haitians and Dominicans don't get along. It all goes back to the Bible. Everything is biblical. It all goes back to the Bible. So if you are Haitian and Dominican watching this video, this is the reason why your people don't get along. Why the Haitians and Dominicans don't get along. Because of this. This account right here happened in the Bible. So that's definitely. Hey, when I first read, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's why they're on the same land. They can't get along. Same people, bro. Nobody can't mess with no Haitian and Dominican, and we coming together, bro. The other nations ain't gonna be able to mess with us. Simeon are waking up. They understand that they Israelites. They understand that they brothers. That they can't be fighting. They coming together. We coming together. So the other nations ain't gonna be able to mess with us, especially when we got them two brothers waking up, the two tribes. Nobody gonna be. You got Judah waking up. You got Benjamin, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Ephraim. All of us waking up, bro. All of us are powerful people, bro. All of us are powerful people. So these other nations ain't gonna be able to touch us when we come together, we come back to the Most High. Understand who He is, and the Most High be on our side. We start keeping these commandments. But these other nations ain't gonna be able to touch us, bro. Period. We too dangerous. We too of a strong people, bro. And the Most High on our side as well. We not losing. They might as well humble down right now. They might as well just going to get ready for slavery. Cause that's finna go down. But yeah, this is the video going into the real reason why Simeon and Levi dislike each other. It all goes back to the Bible. This is our history book. This is a black history book. A black and Hispanic history book. This all our history right here that we need. We don't need the history in the history class because they ain't teaching us our history. They teaching us their history. That's why I used to go to sleep in history class. Because nobody want to hear about no Alexander the Greek. Nobody want to hear nothing about that. Nobody want to hear nothing about him. I want to hear about Simeon and Levi. I want to hear about my forefathers. I want to hear about David. You feel what I'm saying? I want to hear about all my forefathers. These are people. King Solomon. How much riches did King Solomon have? I want to hear about all this stuff. And it's all in our book. This is all your, Black, Hispanic, and Native American. This is our book, and everybody in here is your people. So we got to come back to the Most High and start keeping these commandments. Real talk. So I want to give all praise to the Most High. Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai. I say shalom.